Now, just wondering, who knows about a different country's history in here? Well, let me introduce you the history of Korea and one of its most memorable heroes, Lee Sun-shin. Lee Sun-shin was one of the greatest admirals in Korean history. And if you don't know what an admiral is, it's sort of like a general, but on the sea. Lee Sun-shin was most prominent in the war called the Imjin Wars that lasted from 1592 to 1598 when Japan invaded Korea. During these hard times, Lee Sun-shin was at a great disadvantage. The country was small, didn't have a lot of money, but even though all these hardships were piled against him, he still managed to fend off the Japanese and even inflict great damages so they couldn't invade again. His first great qualities which should nominate him for the World Hall of Fame is his leadership qualities. Two of the most important leadership qualities are being calm and being patient. One instance when he was calm was during one of the battles at sea where he was outnumbered more than 1 to 2. Even though there's twice as many ships than his, he did not panic. And because he did not panic, he was able to think of new strategies to get the upper hand and eventually win that battle. And while on that battle, his second quality is also apparent, patience. After he won that battle, the Japanese were fleeing. Instead of mindlessly pursuing the Japanese, he waited, regrouped, then fought a battle the next day. If he did not have these two qualities, it would have been really difficult to fend off the Japanese. Now, let me talk to you about his contributions. Because Korea was a small nation, it didn't have a big army to start out with. So, to win any kind of war, we had to make new tactics. The new tactics he proposed were for naval confrontations, and one of them was long-range bombardment. Lee Sun-shin knew that the Korean cannons had better and more firepower than the Japanese cannons. So he used this to advantage by fighting at a long distance, and when the Japanese fleet was injured, then to engage from close range. Another contribution of Lee Sun-shin was preserving his country. Without Lee Sun-shin, most historians believe that Korea would have been a new colony of Japan and the Korean culture would have been lost. Now let's talk about his achievements. First, I would like to show you his most famous invention in Korean history, the turtle ship. The turtle ship was the first iron ship in the world. Not totally iron, but it had an iron covering, if you can see here, with spikes on it. This iron roof protected the sailors from bullet fire, and if Japanese sailors tried to board the ship, there were spikes here that would injure them and render them useless. His second achievement, and just as equally magnificent as the turtle ship, was his campaign record. Anyone like to guess his campaign record?
100 and
No losses.
Close. No losses, exactly correct. He fought 23 battles at sea and lost none of them. His leadership and tactics proved very useful. However, Lee Sun-shin did not see through the whole war. At the last battle, a stray bullet shot him in the chest and he was killed immediately. Lee Sun-shin, out of all the Korean heroes, is the most famous and most memorable. He inspired me to do best for my country and to do good every day. Brilliance, perseverance, and leadership is what should nominate this character to the World Hall of Fame. And my personal connection to this man is because he is part of my distant family. Thank you for hearing my speech, and please nominate Lee Sun-shin for the World Hall of Fame.